May 10th. It's about 78 degrees out here today, guys, but doesn't feel too bad at all. Coming out here later in the day, so we've got that nice sunlight and shadow look going on with the sun coming through more at an angle, which makes for some really picturesque views and probably get some pictures out here today. Shadow has been waiting patiently all day to get out here. So we are finally getting out on our walk, and hopefully we don't get eaten by mosquitoes. They said they were pretty bad out here earlier, so we'll see how it is in the back. Checking on the putty root here, and it looks like it's starting to open up now. Well, guys, the mosquitoes are awful. There's some constantly buzzing in my ear right here, and it's super annoying. So we are going to walk out here at a quick pace today and see if we can survive getting through all the mosquitoes that are out here, and hopefully we don't get eaten up too badly. I can hear them buzzing right in my ears, so I feel like you probably could see these in the video. I don't know, but man, I've got goosebumps already. They're trying to land on my arm as I'm holding the camera up. It's just been really wet spring. We've had a lot of rain, and so we have a bunch of really wet ground. We have puddles and low places, old ditches that have been, partially filled in so it doesn't run out of them anymore. So it creates more stagnant sitting water and perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes. So there's just so many of them out here because there's so much water that's just sitting. They have so many places to breed and grow. Obviously, this water is moving, but I'll have to show you. I'll point out some of the places. Oh my goodness. I'll have to show you some of the places where we've got water sitting, like right here. This used to be kind of a creek, and it drains through here. But obviously, this is so much higher. There's a whole bunch of water right here that cannot drain out anymore. So all of that just breeding ground for all of these nasty mosquitoes. It's kind of crazy how the little bugs like this, like gnats, fleas, chiggers, all these little type, they're like, bugs are so small, and yet they're so annoying, and they can be such an annoyance, and it can cause a lot of pain and discomfort sometimes. So it's kind of crazy how these little things can be such a big deal sometimes. But maybe we can take that thought and see how that can affect other areas of our life. It's like having a rock in your shoe. Like, it could be a really little piece of gravel, but it will cause you discomfort and it can cause you pain because it's not supposed to be there, and it's just bumping around in your shoe. And unless you pause and address it, you take it out, dump out your shoe, clean out your shoe, it's going to keep bothering you, and it's just going to get worse. Obviously, there's a little less that we can do when it comes to mosquitoes and bugs, although there are preventative things, bug sprays and stuff that you can put on to help repel the bugs. But I'm just thinking right now about kind of life in general. What are little things? Shadow is off after a squirrel. Well, just got away in the tree right there. He's hoping. Anyway, I was just thinking about different things in life that might be little constant annoyances that if we just address them directly, we could take care of it and clear it up, get that situation out of our life and not have to be bothered by it anymore. But we have to look it in the face. We have to take a moment to pause, take off the shoe, and address the issue directly so that we can get rid of whatever that thing is that is constantly bugging us, that little buzzing in our ear. It's indigo bunting right there. Seeing that indigo bunting reminds me that I recently got a camera bag for my camera, for my lenses. So I'm going to be able to carry that out here with me, and I won't have to hold my camera the whole time, but I can bring it out here in my camera bag and then pull out the camera when I need it. So that's going to make it a lot more easy and convenient to bring the camera out here and actually start taking pictures when I come out on my walks. Because before, I just had to hold my camera the entire time I'm walking, which isn't super convenient all the time. So it's really great to be able to have that bag now that I'm going to be able to put all my gear in, and then I'll be able to carry it out here. And then we can start getting some cool pictures of birds and the plants, and maybe we can get some better photography with the actual camera, although the iPhone 16 is doing pretty well. All right, so I'm trying to think of how we can pull some sort of example or lesson out of this annoying mosquitoes bugging me, and how do we respond? There we go. I'm getting super annoyed with these bugs, but how can we respond to annoyances in life? What comes out? What is our attitude? Are we going to get super mad? Are we going to get angry? Are we going to start throwing things around? Or are we going to go crying, go crying and hide in a corner? Like, how are we going to approach and face things when they start to tick us off and when they are getting really annoying and starting to hurt as well? Like, some of these guys have some pointy little bites going on here. I'm sure this video is going to look ridiculous. I can't help it, guys. There's just so, I can't, there's too many. We gotta keep walking, guys. But yeah, just think about that. How are we responding to little annoyances that are super persistent? What can we do to change those things? Like, I'm thinking next time I come walking out here, I'm gonna throw my denim button-up shirt on, and I'm gonna have my arms covered. Put some bug spray or oils on or something to repel those bugs a little bit more, so I don't have to be bothered quite so much by these bugs, by these small annoyances. So think about what you can do in the general sense of life. What can we do to mitigate those annoyances? How can we respond better to those annoyances? Are we going to laugh it off, or are we going to get angry and mad? How do we best respond to small annoyances in life that are super persistent? And how can we become a better person? How can we be better Christians by responding in a more Christ-like and loving and kind manner? How can we better respond to people and the annoyances that we have in our day-to-day life? And if you want to get mad at bugs, I'm not going to yell at you about it. I'm not going to say get mad about bugs. But if you're going to get mad about bugs biting you, and you're going to flip out about bugs biting you with annoyance like that you have no control over, how are you going to respond to annoyances that you do have control over, that you do? Oh, that one was about to go in my ear. How are you going to respond? Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I got to move this arm for a second. They're swarming that arm. All right, so how are you going to respond? I just freaked out for a minute. I was like, what if I talked all this time and wasn't recording? So yeah, how are you going to respond to the annoyances that you come across in life? Sometimes those ones that are super persistent and you can't necessarily get rid of. Maybe it's a coworker at work, or maybe it's a sibling or something like that, to where you're not going to be able to maybe get rid of the annoyance, but you do have control over how you respond to that annoyance. Lucky Shadow. I mean, they still buzz his face, you can see. They're buzzing his face, but he's got fur. They can't just bite his skin. But it's got to be really annoying for him too if they're buzzing his nose and his eyes. But yeah, oh my goodness, they're nasty out here today. Hopefully, if it sounds like I'm out of breath, it's because we're booking it, guys. I'm like fast walking, so I'm like trying to talk, trying to catch my breath and swipe off mosquitoes all at the same time. So if I'm panting and out of breath, my apologies, but that's just what it's going to be like today because these bugs are bad. Even Shadow seems to be ready to get out of the woods. I mean, he's not rushing back, but he's just walking right ahead of me instead of running all around like he usually does. Obviously, when we're walking out, he's much more prone to go exploring, chasing squirrels and all that. And then when we're walking back, he does this where he's kind of walking just in front of me. But even then, he will still go chasing squirrels and then come back. But when it's time to go home, he's usually pretty quick to head on back and pretty directly about it too. Well, guys, we're about into the field here, hopefully leaving those mosquitoes behind. And I hope you guys are having a great day. Get out there, make it a great day, and I'll see you next time.